Hey, what's going on, guys? It's FPL Yusuf here, and welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be going over my Game Week 22 transfer targets. This is a short turnaround this game week between 21 and 22. That's why you're seeing this video early. I have made two transfers. I've used two of my free transfers to confirm my moves already. So we're going to talk about that, why I've made them, who I brought in, but also a little bit more of a longer view ahead of the next sort of 3 or 4 game weeks as well. So we've got lots to talk about in this video. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me today on my YouTube channel for another video. Before we get into this one, if you guys wouldn't mind dropping a thumbs up and subscribing down below, it would be greatly appreciated. Okay, so game week 22, we're going to talk about it, but firstly, we're just going to cover over how we're getting on so far in game week 21. Obviously, this at the time of recording this video, there's only been one day of matches been played, so it's very early on in the week. We still obviously have tonight and tomorrow to go, so I'm going to put a little asterisk against my score as of right now. So we've got 24 points overall. We've had good returns from Palmer, obviously getting another 10.0. Anthony Robertson coming up with 2 assists despite Fulham losing 3-2. Very fortuitous assists, I must say, but when it comes to FPL points, we'll take them. Matt Sells again, just so close to keeping that clean sheet. He had he done it, had Nottingham Forest kept that clean sheet, he would have been, save points, bonus points, a lot. And this is why he's just such a fantastic keeper. But yeah, obviously Liverpool got the goal. Little bit of an iffy start to the week so far. Not the best, not the worst. Like I said, time will tell how we get on this week. Obviously, we've got the likes of Isak, who's our captain tonight, Anthony Gordon, Lewis Hall. We still got, Ollie Watkins up front, the Arsenal defence to cover. So there's still a whole dynamic still to go of different players who are going to play. But like I said, I'll leave a little asterisk on my score because at the time of recording, it's a very small red arrow, but we've still got, quite a lot of the team left to play. So not a bad start to the week, not a great start. We're kind of somewhere in the middle, but hopefully, fingers crossed, tonight and tomorrow we can sort of push on and really get that score going up. Okay, so as I said in the intro, I have used 2 of my free transfers this week. So I rolled going into game week 21, didn't really see any moves that I could make. Obviously, I benched Luis Diaz. He only got a 1-pointer, and we're going to get onto him in a second. But I have used both my 2 free transfers. The first one up was one that I planned 2 weeks ago when I wildcarded. I brought Ollie Watkins in for Leicester and Everton. Obviously, he's playing against Everton tonight at the time of recording this video. So once this goes, obviously, he was going to leave my team anyway. And the player that I brought in to replace him is Chris Wood, who obviously has Southampton on the weekend. Now, Chris Wood was going up in price last night, which is why I made that move. So usually I would never sort of advocate for an early transfer. But this week, both players that I was looking to either bring in or move out were going to be affected by a price change. So yeah, Chris Wood has already been transferred in for Ollie Watkins. The second transfer that I've already made and confirmed again is I've got rid of Luis Diaz and I brought in Brian MBUEMO. Now, this is probably a week, maybe 2 weeks sooner than what I wanted to do. I wanted to sort of save this transfer. Obviously, Liverpool in game week 23 have got Ipswich and they have a double in 24. Now, I don't know whether I would have kept Luis Diaz. He came off at about the 73rd minute last night. There's another early sub, which he, to be honest with you, he didn't really affect the game at all. And the fact that Jota come off the bench and scored, which obviously got Liverpool a point, kind of makes me wonder, is he going to be the preferred option in that sort of number 9 spot going forward? Obviously, Cody Gakpo is looking quite dangerous out on the left-hand side as well, so I don't really know if his place is in too much jeopardy. I think Luis Diaz might be the one to sort of come out for the next few weeks. And obviously, with the fixtures coming up, Ipswich at home is just a fantastic fixture for Liverpool. Then they have the double. I kind of want players who are going to guarantee me as much minutes as possible. So yeah, he had to go. He was obviously going to drop last night as well. Now, like I said, Brian MBUEMO, bringing him in for game week 22 against Liverpool at home. It's not an ideal fixture, but as we've seen from last night, obviously, Brentford, when they do play at home, can score goals against anyone. Obviously, they were 2-0 down against City, brought it back to 2-2. Johan Wissa, again, another player who longer term I'm looking to bring in, getting on the score sheet. And, Brian MBUEMO is on penalties, is usually clutch from the spot anyway. So, like I said, it's not an ideal week to bring him in, but for the fact that Luis Diaz was going to drop in price and MBUEMO will come into my team in either 23 or 24, I just made the move earlier this week just to save myself the budget. So yeah, those are my 2 confirmed transfers. I've brought in Chris Wood and Brian MBUEMO, and Luis Diaz and Ollie Watkins have left my. So after using my 2 free transfers, this is currently how we're lining up for game week 22, and I'm actually very pleased with this team. So in defence, we'll start with them. We've got the double Nottingham Forest defence with Milenkovic and Sells against Southampton at home. It's a great fixture on paper. Obviously, football's not played on paper, but as fixtures go, that's probably one of the ones you want. Anthony Robertson's going away to Leicester again, a decent fixture. Lewis Hall obviously playing at home again. So all in all, I'm very happy with this team. I did decide to bench Timber for Lewis Hall. I just thought Hall has maybe a little bit more of an upside, a little bit of a better fixture on paper too. So yeah, very happy with the sort of the defense that we've got going on. The 4 across the midfield, obviously Anthony Gordon again, same thing. He's definitely going to play. Salah and Palmer, non-negotiables. They're going to play. The last one, Brian MBUEMO. Now, there was this was, like I said in the previous section, it wasn't the ideal entry point for him coming this week. Obviously, Ismail Assar on my bench has got West Ham away, but I actually rate Graham Potter very highly, and I do think West Ham are going to turn a little bit of a corner, which kind of makes me think I'd rather have a MBUEMO starting. Obviously, Brentford have got the harder fixture on paper, but they are at home, and when they are at home, they usually do score goals. And he's on penalties as well, which obviously, is just another route to points for me. So yeah, it probably will be Brian Mbeumo starting this week. I don't plan on benching him. I think benching penalty takers is never really a good idea. I think, even if they're playing the worst game possible, a penalty can just come out of nothing. And he's so good from the spot as well. But also, not only that, Brentford are very good when they are at home. Liverpool have been leaking chances recently too. So yeah, for me, Brian Mbeumo, the transfer in, who a little bit premature this week, but is going to be starting for me. And the forward line, obviously, the new signing, Chris Wood, is in there against, he's got, like I said about the defence, probably one of the best fixtures you could ask for. Southampton at home. Isak, of course, is going to still be in there. And Raul Jimenez, it'll probably be his last week in this team with Leicester away. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he can go out on a little bit of a high. Had a few chances in yesterday's game against West Ham, but just didn't. It was just always hit the crossbar. It was just very close. So yeah, I'm happy to hold him for one more week. The plan was always to move him out next week anyway. So yeah, really happy with how the squad's going so far. I don't think I'll be making any more transfers this week. I don't think I'll be taking any minuses. It will probably just be letting this team sit as it is and then going into looking how we get more Liverpool players in for 23 and 24. This will be my final squad. The only thing we have left to decide is captaincy. It's a little bit tricky this week. Again, you've got options. You've got Palmer, you've got Salah, you've got Isak. So it's not as easy as it has been over the last few weeks. It's kind of been Salah perma captain, but yeah, we'll probably decide that closer towards the weekend. But yeah, this will be my final squad going into game week 22. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to drop a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I will be back later on in the week with an FPL challenge video once the site updates with that, and also a final team selection before we get to game week 22's deadline on Saturday. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like I said, if you have enjoyed it, don't forget to drop a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and I'll catch you guys next time.